ArcGIS empowers your users to not only consume maps, but also create their own maps using your standard GIS data through a concept that we call self-service mapping. For example, I could come into my portal, and let's say I'm interested in knowing where my enterprise facilities are. I could type in those keywords and see which maps have been created by the GIS team. I'll see that a map has already been created, and when I load it, I'll notice a few key layers to get me started. I have my station series network symbolized by the type of product is moving, along with my pump stations. But in this particular case, I'm really just interested in this red crude line that I see on the map. So I'd like to tweak this map to fit my specific needs. Next, I can actually filter the data on the map to reflect just those things I'm interested in. So for example, I could take my station series network and filter it so that I only see lines whose commodity type is crude oil. When I do that, I'll see that automatically reflected in the map. Now, I'd like to bring in additional data from the enterprise. So I can actually search the portal for my valve information and then bring that data set directly onto the map. You'll notice when I bring in my valves, they come in pre-symbolized, so I can click on one, and the pop-ups are also configured, so all of the attributes are nicely cleaned up. But I also have the ability to actually change the symbology on the fly. In this case, I'd actually like to make my symbols just a bit smaller so they're slightly easier to read and see on my map. I can also reorder my layers so that my pump stations remain on top. Now, not all of your data is going to reside within the GIS, so we also have the ability to incorporate data from spreadsheets. For example, in this case, I have a spreadsheet from the field which shows me my exposed pipeline locations. I can actually drag and drop that spreadsheet onto the map and have those locations be automatically plotted for me. This then triggers smart mapping, which allows me to give it a unique symbol so that it's easier to visualize on the map. So we're just going to give these a blue symbol and make them slightly larger and continue to build our map. So far we've brought in data from the enterprise and data from the spreadsheet. But Esri also provides a wealth of layers from what we call the Living Atlas. So I can come up here to the Add Data button and say I'd like to browse the Living Atlas. If I expand the categories, I'll see a vast number of different categories that I could utilize to create my map, whether it be demographics information, landscape information, or even boundaries for my regulatory requirements. In this case, I'm actually going to search for streams and incorporate the US rivers and streams onto my map so that I can see where my stream crossings are with respect to my exposed pipeline locations. And just like that, we'll see those layers automatically added into the map, pre-symbolized with scale dependency. Now within ArcGIS, I also have the ability to save this map. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this as my enterprise asset map and save it under my profile. Now, when I do that, I also have the ability to share it with other people. So I could come up to the share dialog and make it available to the asset operations group. When I do so, I'll get a warning about sharing the underlying layers in the same way. I'll hit OK and complete the dialog. Now, if I go to that particular group, I will see that all of the members of the asset operations team now actually have access to that map that I've just created. So really we've utilized ArcGIS to build upon an existing map and create an asset map that fits our specific needs.